Welcome back to the Beetlejuice My GM mode for WWE 2K24. Last episode, episode 9, during the review and who we said were the Beetlejuice MVP award winners, I forgot to put the little clips that I usually do after I say each award winner, so we'll do that right now. The male MVP award winner, Carl Anderson.
I need to make money. I want to make a lot of money.
And the female Slapnuts MVP award winner is the man, Becky Lynch.
Come here, looking for a
Alright, cool. Now that that's all fixed, we get straight into the review from last episode of Everyone's Records. Funny, this is the first time I made a mistake like this where I just forgot to put a clip in. I mean, there was the one time I forgot the ending of the review, but it's alright. We gotta make new experiences. We have your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, as the World Heavyweight Champion. He finally won back the World Heavyweight title. It's been a while. I think episode 1 was the last time he held it. 13 wins. But we can't all celebrate. He is also the first wrestler to get into that 20 range, but it was for losses, not for wins. He has 21 losses. 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time United States Champion, 1-time Tag Team Champion, and 3-time Beetlejuice MVP Slapnuts Award winner. Our Women's World Heavyweight Champion, Blair Davenport, she has made it to the list. World Champion. Who would have thought she would have done it? 6-7 record, 1-time World Champion. She's one of the big girls now. Our United States Champion, Tyler Bate, from rags to riches. I think he has the worst record of any wrestler we have on our roster, but he is a champion. That's all that matters. 2-9 record, 1-time United States Champion. Went from the bottom. He's at the top. Can he turn it around? We have one half of our Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viper, Randy Orton. He's done it all. He's won every single title now. 16-16 record. He's dead even at 500. 3-time World Heavyweight Champion, 3-time United States Champion, 1-time Tag Team Champion, 1-time MVP. And his tag team partner, the other half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Ilya Dragunov. He's one award away from winning it all. He just needs an MVP. 8-14 record. 1-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time United States Champion, 1-time Tag Team Champion. As for one half of our Women's Tag Team Champions, we still have the man, Becky Lynch. No longer World Heavyweight Champion. She finally dropped it. Still a Tag Team Champion, though. Will she drop that? Who knows? 17 wins, 14 losses, 5-time World Heavyweight Champion. That's insane. No one's even come close to that. 2-time Tag Team Champion and 6-time MVP. No one's come close to that. She might break John Cena's record from 2K23. I think he had like 7 MVPs. She's killing it right now. And her tag team partner, the other half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Fallon Henley, 5-12 record, 1-time Tag Team Champion. We have the former World Heavyweight Champion, Trick Williams, 11-5 record, 1-time World Heavyweight Champion, 1-time United States Champion, 1-time Tag Team Champion, 1-time MVP. And you see he's in the boxing outfit because he's ready to whoop that Trick. He ain't done with the world title picture. He ain't done with the tribal chief. We have the goddess, Alexa Bliss, 15-10 record. She just came back to wrestling not that long ago in the Royal Rumble. Love to see it. 2-time Women's World Heavyweight Champion, 1-time Tag Team Champion, 1-time MVP. We have Carl Anderson. Him and Trick Williams last episode were both double champions, and they both lost both their titles. Very sad. 18-14 record. Carl did not have a good episode last episode. 3 losses, no wins. 2-time United States Champion, 2-time Tag Team Champion, 1-time MVP. He just needs a world title to win it all. Oh yeah, it's time. It's Chelsea time. You gotta do what you gotta do. Chelsea Green. I'm not gonna yell anymore because it just sounds weird if I yell at that. You know, we're just going to say it. We're not going to hurt our voice. 18-12 record, 2-time Tag Team Champion. She's looking for a world title reign. Will it happen? Who knows? We have Jim the Anvil Neidhart with an 8-4 record, 1-time United States Champion, 1-time MVP. We have the new addition to Monday Night Raw, Mami, Rhea Ripley. Mami? 1-1 record. She came in, had 2 matches. Won one, lost one. What she's going to do next? Because it is Mami's house. Mami is back. Mami is always on top. And I'm just going to say Mami so many times. Mami. We have Carmella, which she had an interesting episode last episode where she won the World Heavyweight title from Becky Lynch in a Fatal 4-Way. You'd think she'd have another reign like she did in Season 1, but nope. Immediately dropped it to Blair Davenport. 8-9 record, 2-time Women's World Heavyweight Champion, and 1-time MVP. It is Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton. I'm just proud of her, you know? Like, she doesn't have the best record, but she's fighting. She's clawing. She's trying to get her way up there with wins. 4 wins, 14 losses, 1-time Women's World Heavyweight Champion, 1-time Tag Team Champion, just needs an MVP. Hell, she wants anything at this point. Title, any title. She just wants wins. We have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Last episode, he did it. He won gold, become the United States champion, then lost it to Tyler Bate. Will he win something this episode? Who knows? 2-3 record, 1-time United States champion. We have Liv Morgan, had her probably worst episode ever last episode, 5-11 record. Can she go on the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour this episode? Let's find out. Then we have Noam Dar to end it off with 4-8 record. Him and Tyler Bate were towards the bottom. Can Noam Dar change that? Win a title? We can only find out. It is time to find out who are the Beetlejuice Slapnuts MVP award winners from last episode. The male Slapnuts award winner is Jim Neidhart, winning his second one. He had an impressive episode last episode, going 4-0, and now he's your MVP.
You haven't seen anything yet, baby!
And your female Slapnuts MVP award winner is Blair Davenport. She wins the world title last episode. Becky Lynch gets dethroned from the world title scene, a little bit injured, and she's also dethroned as MVP. Congratulations, Blair.
Well, come and do something about it.
We're starting off using a contract negotiation, and we have 4 great candidates we can use this on. Jim Neidhart's been doing great for us. Cody, up and coming. It's the American Nightmare. Carmella, 2 seasons with already. We just got Rhea Ripley, and Mami's always on top. That's who we're going to end up re-signing, giving the contract extension to, is Rhea Ripley. This isn't an episode of Raw if we don't use one of our cards to just attack NXT. So we're using limited stock. It's war. It's go time. We start off this episode with Randy Orton versus Cody in an Iron Man match. Will we get this feud in real life? Probably. Randy beats Cody. Good match. Carmella doing some charity. Alexa Bliss versus Tiffany versus Becky. Triple threat match. Alexa Bliss picks up the win in an okay match. Tyler Bate doing some charity. Carl Anderson versus Noam Dar in a tables match. Carl Anderson picking up the win in a mediocre match. We're not having a good match rating. Jim Neidhart doing some charity. Blair defends against Rhea and Fallon Henley. This is what she wanted. She got it. She won. On to SmackDown. We have Jake Zandu versus Kit Wilson Iron Man match. They're copying us. Kit Wilson picks up the win. They do have a great match. We didn't. Indy Hartwell doing a self-promo. Shinsuke versus Chuck McWagon. That's a hilarious name to this day. Hey, Chuck picks up the win. Rivalry started. Then we have Ivar doing a self-promo. Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai one-on-one. Dakota Kai picks up the win against Bianca. Starts a rivalry. Great match. Andre Chase calls out Ivar after his promo. Baron Corbin versus Cactus Jack. Main event. And Cactus Jack picks up the win. NXT has the North American title on the line. Rey versus Andre versus Macho Man, and Rey Mysterio is your new North American champion. Starts a rivalry with Macho Man. Red Monsoon doing some charity. Cedric Alexander versus Omos. Cedric Alexander beats Omos. How could he? Mediocre match, though. Tamina doing a self-promo. We have Diesel versus Ricochet one-on-one. We have Diesel beating Ricochet. Great match. Then we have Trish Stratus and Scarlett calling out Nikita and Natalya. Humberto versus Josh Briggs for the NXT title. Josh Briggs defends that title, just like how we defend our number 1 spot.
Love that shit.
NXT is catching up fan-wise, though, but Triple H gives us some good news. We gained 5K from the ad campaign. Blair Davenport's happy that we gave her what she wanted, committed to the promise, beats Rhea and Fallon Henley. Ilya Dragunov upset. I don't know why. You're one half of the tag team champions. We learned from Jey Uso telling him no, so we just give Ilya his money. Women's tag titles on the line. Fallon and Becky defend against Alexa and Carmella, and we have new tag champions. Becky finally doesn't have a title around her waist. Liv Morgan doing some charity. We have Jim Neidhart versus Noam Dar in an Extreme Rules match. Jim Neidhart carrying the momentum, picks up yet another win. Then we have Chelsea Green doing some charity. Triple threat again. Blair versus Rhea versus Tiffany this time. No title on the line, and it is Tiffy time as she picks up the win. Grows the rivalry for Blair and Rhea. Carl Anderson doing charity. Randy and Ilya defend against Tyler Bate and Cody. Randy and Ilya defend the tag titles. SmackDown starts off with Jake and Kit for the second week in a row. Tables match this time. Kit picks up back-to-back wins. Ooh, injures Jake. Dakota Kai doing a self-promo. Ivar versus Andre Chase after Andre called out Ivar, and Andre Chase backed up the talk, picks up the win. Cactus Jack beats Baron Corbin, calls him out the next week. Chad and Sami Zayn versus Gunther, Baron Corbin, splitting up the tag team. No more Sami Zayn and Gunther is. Sami Zayn and Chad Gable pick up the win. Chuck McWagon doing a promo. Bayley versus Indy Hartwell, one-on-one main event, and Bayley picks up the win. Tornado tag match start off NXT. Natalya, Nikita versus Trish and Scarlett. They pick up the win after calling out Natalya and Nikita. Tamina doing a self-promo. We have Santos and Ricochet versus Andre and Humberto tag team action. Santos and Ricochet pick up the win in a good match. Then we have Cedric Alexander calling out Dijak. Fatal 4-way, Ray versus Omos versus Red Monsoon versus Diesel. Ray defends his North American title. Then we have Robert Roode versus Josh Briggs. Back-to-back title defenses for Josh Briggs and back-to-back wins for Josh Briggs. Ooh, injured, but we're still on top, though. Triple H lets us know our ad campaign is over and we lost negative 2K fans. So we gained like 3K between the 2 weeks. I don't remember what we had total. Randy Orton comes up to us. He wants a match in St. Louis. Cody Rhodes comes up to us and he says he has the flu. You rest up, Cody. We're using the health spa card. We're giving Chelsea Green a spa day. She deserves it. We're using the pre-match physio card. Had to look that up just to say it. I do it for you guys. Best content available. We considered giving it to Becky because she's been getting injured a lot, but we instead use it on Alexa because she's the champ right now. Fatal 4-way tables match between Becky, Alexa, Carmella, Liv. We really took a chance of injuring someone. Carmella picks up the win. We start a Bliss and Morgan rivalry. That's cool. Bate calls out Cody. Then we have Ilya Dragunov versus Carl Anderson. Tables match. Carl Anderson picks up the win against Ilya. Rivalry goes to 4. We love that. Tiffany doing some charity. There we go. The Tribal Chief versus Trick Williams. Gave them some rest. Continuing the rivalry. Roman Reigns picks up the win. Good match. Then we have Randy Orton doing some charity. Blair defending her women's world title against Rhea Ripley. And Blair successfully retains. Ivar versus Andre Chase for the second week in a row. This time, Ivar picks up the win. 1-1 record between them so far this episode. Kofi Kingston's doing a self-promo. Shinsuke versus Chuck McWagon once again. And Shinsuke picks up the win. Okay match. Rivalry grows. Bayley calls out Indy Hartwell. Then we have Veer versus Sami Zayn, which they just love doing this matchup. I don't know why. I feel like I see it every time I do GM mode. Sami Zayn picks up the win. Rich Holland self-promo. Then we have Baron Corbin versus Cactus Jack, but Chad Gable runs in, costs him the match. Cactus Jack wins. Rematch from last week, Natalya, Nikita versus Trish Stratus and Scarlett. This time's not a tornado tag match. Doesn't matter. Trish and Scarlett pick up the win yet again. They talk the talk and they walk the walk. Santos calls out, I don't even know that guy's name. Ricochet versus Omos. Omos picks up the win this time against Ricochet. Injures Ricochet. Red Monsoon doing a self-promo. Cedric Alexander versus Diesel. And we're going to have Diesel picks up the win. He's getting some momentum going. Great win. And then we have Andre the Giant doing some charity. Humberto versus Undertaker for the North American title. Wait, wasn't Rey Mysterio the champion? Well, Undertaker's the new champion now. We get a trophy, tier 1, and we're still on top. Ooh, just by 4,000. That's really close. We brought up Rey Mysterio leaving NXT due to his contract running out, which doesn't make sense because he's the North American champion. We have contracts running out, and we love Carmella. It was there season 1. She's here season 2. Sentimental feelings. We're bringing back Carmella. We don't want to lose any of our wrestlers, to be honest. Jim's the only legend we have on the roster. We're bringing him back. All sentimental. We don't want to lose anyone if it's possible to keep them. Of course, we're keeping American icon Cody Rhodes on this roster. Then we have Rhea Ripley and Chelsea Green. They both want a main event match. I love them both. I don't want to anger them. You both get the main event against each other. Mano y mano. Mami versus Chelsea. It's going to be amazing. I love it. And then we have Becky Lynch. She's upset of losing to Carmella so many times. She wants someone else. You got it. I didn't think I booked her that many times against Carmella. Then we're picking up our second legend, Hulk Hogan. We had options, but Hogan versus Roman, I love it. We're going to use our Get Schooled card. And we have so many wrestlers where it's tough to decide who to give that ring experience to try to get them to that next level. But we end up giving it to Alexa Bliss. We want to push her heavy, get her to the top, maybe a world title reign. And she's close to 22, so there it is. That card gets Alexa past 20. She gets a new perk, which is what you love to see, and we're immediately going to give her that submission power-up. Becky hits 20 as well. She gets a new perk, and we're going to give her the Extreme Rules match perk. TLC match for the U.S. title. Tyler versus Cody versus Hogan versus Randy. Randy is your new United States champion. Starting some rivalries. Hogan versus Randy is interesting. Not only that, Randy's a double champion. Carmella doing some advertising because we need money after spending it all on Hulk Hogan. He's going to run us dry, brother. Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan in a submission match. Immediately using her new ability perk. Just try to boost up the match and all that good stuff. Amazing from Alexa Bliss. Picks up the win against Liv. Liv's not doing so great. Tiffany doing advertising. The Tribal Chief defense against Trick Williams, the world title. And Trick Williams is your new world heavyweight champion.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
Trick wins back the title but gets injured. Ilya doing some advertising. Need that money. Blair defends against Chelsea Green and Rhea Ripley. I gave them the main event. It's a world title shot. And Mami is your new world heavyweight champion and on top. Andre Chase versus Ivar in a tables match. Third time they meet up. Ivar picks up the win. So he's now winning 2-1, I believe. Shinsuke calling out Chuck McWagon. Then Kit Wilson goes toe-to-toe with Chuck McWagon. Chuck don't care. He wants to smoke. He'll fight everybody. Then we have Dakota Kai doing some charity. Chad Gable versus Baron Corbin after Chad Gable ran in last week. But now this time Ridge Holland runs in and Chad Gable picks up the win. Veer Mahan doing some charity. Bailey versus Indy Hartwell tables match main event, and Indy Hartwell beats Bailey. Extreme Rules, Santos versus Chester, that's his name. Good old Chester, doesn't matter. Santos picks up the win, good match. Andre the Giant doing some charity. Then we have triple threat action. Undertaker versus Humberto versus Robert Roode, and the Dead Man picks up the win. Mediocre match though. Another call out from Trish and Scarlett from Nikita and Natalia. Cedric versus Diesel yet again. Diesel picks up the win. Okay match. Red Monsoon doing some self-promo. Now we have Nikita versus Maurice versus Tamina. Random triple threat, but it's fine. Tamina picks up the win. Great win. And NXT passed us.
It's funny.
Right.
It's not fucking funny.
We have Noam Dar. He's upset saying Raw's trash. It's not my fault you suck, Noam. It's almost WrestleMania. We're not giving him his money. He could just walk. I mean, it's almost the draft. Ilya wants a match at WrestleMania. We'll see what happens. We use the Bigger They Are card to boost up one of our False Count Anywhere matches. Then we have Tyler Bate getting a perk. And we're going to go for the basic morale one. Just I feel like it's better. It just helps us more. So that's what we're going with. For one night only, Akira Tozawa's back. Starting WrestleMania, TLC for the women's title. Alexa versus Rhea versus Carmella versus Liv. And Mami's on top, injuring Alexa Bliss. Classic, retain her title. Noam Dar doing charity. Then we have Cody Rhodes versus Tyler Bate. Extreme Rules. And Cody Rhodes picks up the win to end their rivalry. Ooh, and he injures Tyler Bate. Who cares? It's the end of the season. Everyone gets injured. Fallon Henley doing some charity. Carl Anderson versus Ilya Dragunov versus Roman Reigns table match. Carl Anderson picks up the win, completes the rivalry with Dragunov. Tiffany Stratton doing some charity. We have Chelsea Green versus Becky Lynch submission match. Giving Becky what she wanted. Becky picks up the win. Okay match against Chelsea Green. Tozawa's on the card doing charity. For one night only, he's there. Randy Orton Falls Count Anywhere match against Hulk Hogan for the United States Championship. We signed him. We had to put him in there somehow. And Randy Orton retains in a legendary match. SmackDown's WrestleMania has Indy Hartwell Bailey in a submission match. Bailey picks up the win against Indy Hartwell, ends their rivalry. Chuck McWagon calls out Shinsuke. Why aren't we booking Chuck at WrestleMania? Jake Zandu versus Kit Wilson submission match. Jake picks up the win because of a Kofi Kingston run-in. Ooh, but he gets injured though. Baron Corbin doing a self-promo. Sami Zayn defends the WWE title against Veer Mahan. And Veer Mahan is your new WWE champion. Classic rivalry ends. Dakota Kai doing a self-promo. Andre Chase submission match versus Ivar. Who's going to end this rivalry on top? It is Ivar. Andre Chase called him out and Ivar destroyed him. Duke Hudson, I think he just got signed, self-promo. Shinsuke and Gunther versus Chad Gable and Ridge Holland. Tag team match, backstage brawl. And Shinsuke and Gunther pick up the win. NXT's WrestleMania, we have Cedric Alexander versus Dijak to open it up. No Diesel. Cedric Alexander picks up the win. Ooh, completes the rivalry. I think this is Dijak's first match of this episode. Red Monsoon doing some charity. Trish Stratus versus Nikita. No tag team, just straight up one-on-one. Trish Stratus picks up the win. I think she went undefeated this episode. Chester calling out Santos this time. Josh Briggs versus Robert Roode, not defending the title at WrestleMania. Robert Roode picks up the win, but he's not your new champion. Ends the rivalry, though. Andre the Giant doing some charity. Then we have Maurice and Scarlett versus Natalya and Tamina for the NXT tag titles. I guess that's why Scarlett was teaming up with Trish. But why was Natalya teaming up with Nikita? I don't understand what they're doing. Maurice and Scarlett defend. Diesel doing some charity. Undertaker defends the North American title against Humberto in the main event of WrestleMania. Streak on the line. The Undertaker remains champion. And NXT's on top just because they have one more trophy.
You don't have time for this shit.
It's Slammy Award times. We get the Strategist Award. Most power cards played. SmackDown gets the Ringmaster. NXT gets the Mountaineer. Largest average crowd size. Good for SmackDown. You see, we basically dominated everything, but NXT just has that one extra trophy. And then you look at it, second place, season summary. Hulk Hogan didn't have that many matches, but he had the highest average. Most weeks spent injured. Shout out Becky. She gave it all. Wow, Liv had the most matches. And Trick Williams, we pushed him to the moon. You go whoop that Trick. We ended the season with more fans than NXT, so I take that as a win. It's just I messed up season 1, forgot about the trophies. SmackDown just really far behind. 2 trophies, and there's NXT at top because they have 4 trophies. I hope you all enjoyed. Let's get to season 3.